it's Susie back at Orlando National Championship, and I have in front of me Amelia. Where Amelia was walking down the hallway minding her own business when I accosted her and asked her, "You're a junior, I need to talk to a junior, are you free?" And she graciously consented to chat with me. So I'm going to turn it over to Amelia and ask her, Amelia, where are you from? What do you show? How old are you?
Okay, so I'm from Millerton, New York, and I show a 3-year-old Border Terrier named Grace, and I'm 15 years old.
And how do you feel about being 15 and being about 3 years away from aging out? Is there something that you looked at beyond after you age out? You want to become a professional handler, or what has this meant to you?
Absolutely.
A lot of questions in one.
So aging out of juniors will of course be sad and disappointing, but there is the dog world outside of juniors. I do show in conformation currently, so I will continue to show terriers. I have a Norwich back at home and a Rhodesian Ridgeback. I'm very interested in other breeds, and also working for other handlers is great as I'm growing up, just to add an extra element and to learn more about the sport, about other breeds. So I would love to become a veterinarian and specialize. I don't want to become a dog handler professionally, but I would really like to stay in the sport and hopefully breed some dogs as I get older.
Will you be trying to go to Westminster, or
Yes.
have you qualified for it this year?
I have qualified for it this year, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that in the following years, only because I'm at boarding school right now, and it really limits the amount of time that's available for me to show.
So it's a peculiarity of this app that people can text me comments and questions that you can't see or hear, but I've heard one person say, "What a pull together young woman," and I would absolutely agree. And somebody else loves your suit.
Oh, thank you.
Do you think it makes a difference what you show in the ring? Are judges, they're supposed to be evaluating your handling skills, but Winky Winky, are they also looking at the quality of the dog, and does that impact their decision, do you think?
I think sometimes, unfortunately so, it does. You know, having a Border Terrier and showing a Norwich Terrier, neither one are very showy, flashy dogs, and a lot of times in the ring, a flashy dog will catch the judge's eye, and the dog is extremely well trained. So the junior, although it's acceptable and completely fine, the junior has an unfair advantage over dogs that the junior actually trained, which is what I believe the sport is about. You're really taking care of your dog, you're grooming by yourself, even if you're making mistakes, you're training by yourself, creating this bond. So, and it's also nice when a judge recognizes that a junior is really working for the win, and those wins for me are very important, and I'm honored to get those, because those are the best days, are when you're working and you know that you've deserved that win.
Yeah, that's awesome. We are often dismayed in this sport that we are aging as a sport. We're hemorrhaging people. We're not really bringing in as many young people into our different breeds, let alone in junior handling, as we'd like. Why do you think that is? What's up with that? Why are we not bringing in the new people like we used to, and especially the young people?
I think people just recognize juniors as really something that it isn't. Juniors is an extremely great family sport. It's not expensive if you don't want it to be. It's for everybody of all backgrounds, and I think the AKC currently is doing a good job in trying to get the sport out there and encourage juniors. You don't have to show in conformation, you can show in agility, you can be an obedience handler, rally, dogs. Really, the world is the kid's oyster here.
But so why, there's so many appealing things that you've ticked off, and yet where's everybody? Why aren't we bringing in more kids?
You know, I think as much as it is such a great sport, and it's a lot of work, and some people may not want to take on the responsibility of having a dog, and they see the show world as a place where, oh, your dog has to be perfect, the kid has to be perfect, but it really isn't. We're all real people, the dogs are real dogs, we make mistakes, and people really need to come to the shows. Don't just watch it on TV, because that's where all the best of the best is, and it's easy to get intimidated. I mean,
you raised an excellent point that never occurred to me until you raised it. The impact of the Adopt Own Shop movement on junior handling. Do you feel pressure among your peers that, oh, you're showing a purebred dog and you should have adopted a dog from a shelter, and you awful person. I mean, do you get that?
I don't really have pressure from my peers.
I'm so glad
on
to
that
hear that.
front. I have had purebred dogs all of my life, and I don't view purebred dogs as, oh, they're above or superior to other dogs. This is a sport, and we are, as the showing and sporting community, we are trying to enhance and advance every single breed that's out here. We're not trying to show our dogs off because they're perfect. We're trying to show them off because they're good breeding stock, and we're trying to raise that breed up and give it, you know, the epitome, the breed standard that it's.
Do you think there's something any of us could be doing better? So there's a lot of people watching that are fanciers themselves. They couldn't get here, and maybe they don't have children, or their kids are aged out, or whatever. Is there anything, and what would it be that we could do to be bringing in more kids into our respective clubs? Maybe they don't have to go into junior handling, but do you think there's something we could do? I own pulleys. What could I do on my own to draw in more young people into my breed?
I think friends and family, keep them in the know of what's going on in the show world. Encourage them to try it. Recently, I got out of school and I was asked to speak to a 4-H group in my local community, and they had never gone to an AKC show. They had just done kind of casual shows in the area. Some of them do agility, and some of them are interested in conformation but don't know anything about it. So I explained what I've done so far in my career and explained what it takes to groom and handle a dog of your own, and they were very interested, and a large group of people turned out, and they said, now I'm really driven to go and see what this show, what these shows are about, and to try this.
That's awesome. I'm so pleased to hear it. When I had a junior handler myself back in the day, and you did encounter that one family that would lose perspective. They were kind of stage moms, and were not setting a good example for their children, and that creates kind of a cutthroat environment. And I think maybe juniors, in some areas, some people, I guess, it has a bad rap of being snarky. Have you encountered that?
I have encountered that at times, but if you really just focus on your dog and you appreciate the shows for what they are, and don't let anybody get into your head, and don't let the drama, you know, get to you, it is a really nice sport. And I see my friends getting pulled into that drama, and it's really unfortunate because dog shows really don't have to be that way, and it's important for you to show because you love it, show because you love the dog, and not because you are competing against others.
Amelia, I'm smiling. I don't want to cut you off. I'm smiling because when people like what they see, they can tap the screen to send out hearts, and the more hearts, the more they like it. I think there are about 100 people out there right now who wish you were a vet this minute.
Oh my God!
Because I think they would line up. You're very pulled together. I'm getting a lot of compliments on your behalf, and it's a little unnerving when your interviewee is more pulled together and mature than the interviewer.
Oh no!
But oh well, that's okay.
Well, thank you.
I won't keep you any longer. You were an awful good sport, because truly, folks, I accosted her in a hallway and she was minding her own business, going somewhere else. I couldn't have been luckier to get her, so I'm going to end here. Amelia, you've been awesome.
Thank you
so much.
It's nice to meet you.
And we'll end it here. Guys, I'm heading over to Meet the Breeds. I'll see you in a bit.